for March 14th, 2024. Like, let's get started and we'll pledge allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll start off by telling you that Supervisor Harrington is under the weather and is not able to be here tonight, so you're stuck with me. So we always start off with having visitors come up and speak. We also have time at the end of the meeting for visitors to speak. So if anybody has something to say at this point in time, welcome to say it.
Hello.
Your
Can you hear
name
me?
and address.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm disappointed that Phil's not here, but I want to make sure you can hear and see me if he's watching. So my name is Patricia Kelly Spraga. I live at 9 Oak Tree Lane, Charlemont, 125. All right. So I'm here tonight to talk to you about the Town of Brunswick Recycling Program.
Okay.
All right. In January of this year, I sent a letter to the Town of Brunswick expressing some concerns, questions and concerns about some of the things that, some of my observations and some of the processes that were going on over there. I didn't hear back from them. So in February, I put in a FOIA request and I requested all of the documentation and expenses, receipts, blah, 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 related to the operation of the town recycling center. And with the help of the town clerk, she pulled together 200 pages of documentation, and I don't know how many receipts and weight slips and POs and invoices from all the different service providers and whatnot. So I did an audit. And I would like to tell the town board about my findings because I think we could do better. I know we can do better. During my research, I contacted other towns, either local, really close by, or by size, comparable to the town of Brunswick, to see what they do. Not as a town, but for best practices. You know, if I think we can do better, I feel I should have some information to share, because maybe I'm wrong. But now I have information to share that could be of value to our community. I think that I've been told many times that this is how we've always done it, so this is how we do it now. And I don't think that that's an acceptable way to do business, especially when it comes to the environment and recycling. We have to do better, all of us. So I contacted the town, I did my FOIA request, got my paperwork, and my biggest hope, my most sincere hope in this is that as I started crunching the numbers, I was going to be able, they're going to balance out. And they don't. They do not balance out. They don't even come close. I mean, the town offers a decent amount of service through the recycling program, that's this recycling center that's here. It operates 6 days a week with one guy and the coordinator who pops in and out. But it's open a lot of hours every week. About 300 people visit the recycling center. I personally think it is the busiest department in the entire town. And I think that it should be the flagship, not the dirty barrel. Okay, I think it deserves better attention than it gets. I mean, even as far as the office goes. It's really disgraceful. It's embarrassing. So I think first I will talk to you about single stream recycling. For people that don't know, single stream recycling is the practice of collecting material and letting it commingle. We're used to recycling by putting our plastic here and our glass there and our paper there. Single stream puts it all together, then it goes to a place, and I'll say Twin Bridges just for lack of better understanding of all the different businesses. And at that place, they have a facility and a giant machine that takes all the material and does some kind of shaking and wiggling and separates it out. Then they bale it up and ship it out. So all the plastic is over here, and all the cardboard and glass. And it's very impressive. If you've never seen it or you have an interest, Google green machine. You'll see one. It's pretty cool. It's a very cool thing. So one of the mistakes I made in my original letter to the town was saying that I believe that carriers paid for single stream material, and that was incorrect. So I want to correct that and tell you that what they do is they charge on a scale, right? So based on the quality of the material or the lack thereof, so if it's full of garbage or the bag, recyclables even, they see a garbage bag in there, we would pay more if it's not nice, clean, recyclable, single-stream recyclable material, right? It's really important that we do that, and it appeared to me that the town attitude of anything goes into the single-stream recycling bin was wrong. Okay? Anything doesn't go. Carpet doesn't go. Building material doesn't go. Gutters don't go. Plastic chairs don't go, even though they may be a recyclable item. It's important for the people that are running the place, to know the difference and to know what goes in there and what does not. And be prepared for that by having a different repository or saying, nope, we don't take that. But the town of Brunswick does take it, or did. Now, in the last couple of weeks, I have noticed some differences and some improvements. So I want to note that it's not as bad as it was in January. It seems to be more organized. I'm not there every day, I go once in a while to recycle my stuff, but it seemed like there was better oversight. And that's key to the success of a recycling program. So I'm going to jump right now to my single stream report. So I audited a whole year's worth of stuff, and I think it's worth telling you that the town of Brunswick single streamed 122, almost 123 tons of recyclable material at a cost of $244 a ton. That's bad. That includes transportation. Now, this is important, and I think you guys should take notice, because you vote to approve this report every single month. Every month, unanimously accepted, never reviewed. Have you ever looked at a recycling report? Has anyone? No. No one has ever double-checked the math, even to see if there's an arithmetic error, let alone checking the statements. Yeah, say whatever you want. It's true. And he knows I've been doing this, so it's not, I'm not pointing the finger, it's a flaw in the process, because this is how we've always done it. We can't do it this way anymore. All right, so what I found is the single stream reporting is nowhere near the actual truth. I don't think it's a lie, I just think it's really, really inaccurate. The same can be said for the compacted trash and the blue trash bags, right? What I found in these different, breaking down these different categories, is we're either spending way more than we have to, or we are losing the opportunity for revenue. In these cases, we're spending way more than we have to. For example, going back to single stream, the average weight of a single stream haul out of this place is a half ton. That's a pickup truck. It costs $100 for one of our guys, at least, okay? And I'm figuring 4 hours, $25 an hour, probably a low estimate, but it costs $100 for somebody to drive a half ton of single stream to the place. That's very inefficient. Guess how many trips we had last year? 240, okay? And a half ton apiece. Now, some were more, most were less. We could do better. We have bigger containers. We have appropriate vehicles. Let's do better. Same thing could be said for the garbage hauling. I think, although I don't know for sure, that giant garbage compactor can hold 12 tons of material. Are you guys bored? Hold on. Because this is important stuff. This is,
Keep going,
okay.
keep going.
It holds about 12 tons of stuff, right? The typical haul is 7.5 tons. Now, we pay to have someone come in and take that out. We pay for every trip, $240, $250 plus. It's $200 for a haul fee and $40 surcharge. So $240 a load. And we're sending them out a little over halfway full. I think it runs on a schedule, like every Mondays maybe or something, they come and pick it up. And I think that a simple change, like read the dial or whatever there is on the side of the thing that tells you the bonus, and then call them and say, tomorrow we're gonna be at 10 tons or something, whatever is reasonable. But sending it out half full, 26 times, it's not the best way to do business. We can do better. We just can do better by better monitoring of the equipment that's there. Running our jobs better, knowing how to do things in the most efficient way. One of the first things that got me going on this was the blue bags. And I don't really know why, but I just thought it was ridiculous that someone would pay money, we, the town, not the people, but the town would spend money buying a garbage bag with its name printed on it in a certain color so that someone else can come to the recycling center and not only pay $3, which is fine, no problem with the fee, but you gotta put your garbage in a blue bag. It's ridiculous. It's archaic. And no other community in the area is doing it. Everybody charges $3 for a large bag. Nobody puts it in a blue bag or a purple bag or a green bag. None. They found none. And the reason I make a point about this is because this is a case where this is a situation where revenue is lost, right? We buy the bags in a bulk load, 20,000 for $5,200 and 27 cents each, right? If we sold them for $3 a piece, we'd make over, let's see, it would be over $60,000, which is great. That would cover the cost of the garbage and the sales reduction. But we let Stewart's sell them for $2.55. So they make a 45-cent profit on every bag sold. And let's see, during the calendar year of 2023, they sold 7,000 bags. So they made $3,179 that we didn't get. That's money that was lost, revenue lost by the town so that stewards could sell our bags. I don't know how that practice started. Maybe there was a good reason for it. Maybe because people think bags need to be available more than the recycling center is open and the town office is available. But it's an opportunity lost for the town. One of the really cool things that I came across while I was doing this research was what are other towns doing? And they're not collecting cash at the recycling center anymore. A lot of them have moved all of the transaction, sorry, Rebecca, but to the town clerk's office. You come in with a credit card, you come in with a check, or you come in with cash at the town clerk's office, but there's no cash handled.
What do you do on the weekends when Rebecca's not there?
The whole process changes from a cash-based system to a punch card system. So a resident like me would go to the town clerk someday and say, okay, I want to buy my punch card for the year. They charge $2 for $106 for a 52-week punch card. So the resident gets a bonus, all right? And then every time I go in, the guy at the recycling center, the girl at the recycling center punches my card, literally punches it.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Now, you realize the blue bags, there's two different sized blue bags.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to do away with bags and let the general public use their own bag, there's a reason why we have size bags for
What's that
cost, right?
reason?
And that is because we can keep track of it to help offset our cost to compact this stuff.
Okay, so
Now-
I have an answer for you.
Oh, I'm sure you do so, but I'd like to hear that. But I just wanted to point that out.
Yes, I'm
That there's
very,
absolutely
$2
a
bag,
reason
$3
why
bag.
we have bags of
Right.
different sizes. Right.
It doesn't matter the size of the bag. It really doesn't matter. Everybody charges $3. If you have one big bag, good. If you have two
Right.
little bags, that's okay too. There's a little bit of a leeway that they're allowing people, but generally speaking, it's about a 30-gallon, $3, bring your own garbage bag. Okay? Now, there was no information available about the cost of the smaller bags, so I did not report on them. But I will say that it is my opinion, here's another reason why this town does not want to do blue bags, is because that is how they're balancing or not balancing the report. And this is my example, it's a word problem, but imagine this. I get my box and I go to the recycling center and it's got 50 bags. And it's a slow day and I sell 10 bags. Let's see, that's 10 times $3. I owe Rebecca at the end of the day a box with 40 bags, because I only sold 10 and $30, right? Okay? I have like $48. Where did this money come from? All these people were coming in, I couldn't keep track of it all, because I'm a one person. So, and so I'm just gonna like put that money aside. I'm gonna put it under my desk, I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'm gonna turn it into Rebecca. I don't know what someone will do, but it's a great opportunity for error. We'll just call it error. Because I don't want to believe that someone in our town would do anything inappropriate, okay? I don't think anybody would intentionally steal. But I think, let's see, I got 2 pockets in these pants. I got no pockets in my jacket. But if I was working, I'd be wearing a hoodie and I'd have 4 pockets. And it's busy and I'm shoving money in every
All right,
pocket.
now let's stop. I don't think. we
You don't
should
think
have that.
that's what happens?
I do not think that's what happened. And we keep track of those bags by count. Now, Mr. Angstrew, would you like to comment on that?
I can, it'll
Would
take time.
would you like to comment on how we track
I'm
bags?
not done.
Well,
We have
yeah,
two
okay.
bags,
keep going.
basically.
All right, I'm sorry, but I really take offense to you thinking that our people are thieving, or thievery.
The reports don't balance. You can't do the math. You can't audit.
That remains to be seen. That's your calibration.
I put in a FOIL request and got all the documentation available.
Available. All right. Okay, anyway, let's
Okay,
continue
so
on.
let me continue now. E-waste, let's talk about e-waste. E-waste is a big deal. Town of Brunswick is charging $15 for every television and flat panel monitor.
That's
That
not
is
true.
a prohibition.
That's not true.
It's not.
It is not.
The signs say it. It's on every advertisement on the website. Let me find the website pages for the recycling.
We charge for no electronics.
Since when?
2022.
Today?
No, it's been,
Well, that is not a true statement, and it is reflected in every single
We
monthly
used to
report that
charge
you file.
for
You file
television.
every monthly report, Tom, that says how many TVs you collected with a dollar amount.
we used to charge.
Last
Yes.
week, last month, last year.
We do not charge for TVs
Okay.
as of tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, but we're not gonna have a discussion about it. I am telling you what I found after doing an audit report. If you don't wanna hear anymore, I will stop.
No, keep going, but we do have to wrap it up, so. We have lots of business to do, so I am willing to listen to you, but we don't want to get sidetracked. Is that okay?
That is fine. So, $2,050 were collected from town residents for televisions and flat panel monitors in 2023, according to the monthly reports,
Okay.
period. You don't like what I say, check it out. Now, we do have a great company that comes in here and takes everything away for free. All of the electronics, they give a fabulous report. They qualify what is CEE a qualified, maybe it's CCC, I don't know. But
CE,
CED, the Qualified Electronic Devices, and they give a great report. But there's a state law that was put in place, and I encourage our attorney to take some time and spend some time with the recycling law and make sure this town is doing things right, because no entity, municipal, private, or otherwise, is entitled to collect a fee when the items are removed for free. Okay?
Thanks for the advice.
Well, I'm asking you to look at the law. I'm giving you my interpretation. I'm not an attorney, but I'm also giving you the best practice by all the other towns that I talked to. You can't take a fee if you give it away for free. And that's what we're doing. With appliances, we have a guy that comes in and takes away the gas, and we pay a little bit for that, which is fine. And when it's empty, the recycled metal, I don't know what they do with it, but most of the other recycling centers in the area put it in with their metal recycling and send it to the Kelman or the whoever is the metal recycler. And that is a revenue generating thing. And I think the town of Brunswick has done a better job with its metal collection, because there is some money to be made, and stopping people from taking out the bicycles and the lawnmowers and whatnots, that is revenue for the town. At first, I couldn't really understand that, because I thought it would be good to let people take a bicycle home. But now I understand differently that it's a revenue generating opportunity for the town. And these metals have value. The refrigerator should go in there, even though they fill up the dumpster, who cares? It's great. If the guy's gonna drive down there, add some more weight to his load. Tires. Okay, I know that there's a fee for tires, but I found 5 different references on Town of Brunswick website. I'm looking at you because I know you are an advocate for change when it comes to the website. There are 5 sheets, $2, $3, $4, $5, and $8. All of them are available right now. You go online and browse our website. Okay, I know they're charging $8, which is, that's your prerogative. I have no problem with that. But consistency is really, really important. So they need to take down the old pages and only have what's current being available. And I printed them out. I printed them this week, just to show, not that you want to see it, but just so you would know that there's all this wrong information out there. And our website is a different conversation. The last thing I'm going to tell you about, I had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Bailey for a couple of minutes about his highway workers and the hauling recycling things and whatnot. And again, I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Not talking to him, but having our own staff, our own employees do it. And a lot of towns, a lot of municipalities do that. So it's a common practice. What I would like to see on that behalf, on that area, is for this information to be included in this monthly report. Because to me, there's a huge volume. They're doing a lot of work. There are thousands of hours being spent hauling recycling. Between full-time worker and the men that haul the loads, there are a lot of hours of which recycling in this town that I don't think get the visibility that they should have. So, I know I have no business saying what should be or what should not be in a person's report, but if we're going to say how many Christmas trees we picked up, it'd be nice to know, that, let's see, 8 men spent 42 days, hauling recyclables in 2023. Now, there were a lot more than that, according to the weigh slips and the receipts that we reviewed, a lot more than that. And if somebody is going to look at cost of operations or how can we do better, I think they should look at the full picture. So, as I said in the beginning of my little spiel here, I'm sorry that Phil wasn't here, because I think I've been a thorn in his side about this, and I felt it was important to give some feedback on what I've done so that you know I'm not just home going, wow, But, I don't know. I don't know what your level of interest is in this, but I would sure be not signing a monthly. I would not be voting unanimously on the monthly report unless you can check me. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Jennifer Mann, 91 Hill Road. I just wanted to reference the website because that's something I've been thinking a lot about. A couple months ago, Rebecca did an excellent presentation on various ways of improving our website and getting an improved, different website. And there seemed to be a lot of interest on the town council from that. And I think a lot of people have been saying for years that the website is really lacking, it's not searchable. There's a lot of inconsistent information on there, so I just wanted to see where that stands right now. If there's any movement on that. Hopefully you guys can give Rebecca the leeway to do what she was doing so well. It was a really professional report. And I know she'd do an amazing job. So it would be good to see a new website.
Okay, let's move into the meeting.
Still public comments.
Well, we will have a time after the meeting where you, at the end of the meeting, where you can speak. We gotta get some out of the way. You'll have your chance. Okay, Rebecca,
You have to approve the minutes first.
town clerk.
You have to.
Yeah, I can make a motion to approve the
Thank you.
minutes of
February 8th, and
February 8th, and
I also submitted for May 11th of 2023. I'm trying to catch up from the missing minutes, so I submitted May of last year and February of this year.
okay,
make a motion to approve both.
I'll second.
I'll make it. I mean, they already have a person, okay.
Okay, so, town clerk report for February. February income, we will be remitting $7,527.84 to the supervisor's office. In rounded amounts, this equals to $3,655 sold from recycling, $2,625 comes from the center, and $1,030 comes from the town clerk's office. $2,375 in rental fees, which is 13 community center reservations and 1 pavilion. $305 from dog licenses. That includes 8 original and 37 renewals. $937.50 of miscellaneous fees. $437.50 comes from vital statistics, and $500 from peddler's permits. $17.37 is from DEC licenses commission, and that's our cut from $297.63 in sales. Just a few notes. We posted the summer employment is open, and we're accepting applications to work at the town beach. It's not just for the camp, it's also for the summer opening of the beach. The beach will open July 1st. Once I posted that, I did reach out to the guidance counselors for Tamarack and a few other schools locally. And in turn, that opened up a nice window. So I will be attending the Tamarack High School Job Fair on March 21st. And it's only from 5:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. I'll be promoting our summer employment. But it is open to the community. There's several community partners and organizations that will be there. It's for adults and for adolescents, so it's for anybody who's looking for a job. Applications for summer employment are available on our website and, of course, at the town clerk's office. Summer camp registration has opened, and we already have 30 campers today, right? 30. Summer camp will be from July 1st till August 9th. Again, the information is at the town clerk's office or also on our website. And last month, I announced that we are having a community yard sale at the Brunswick Community Center at Keys Lane.
It's going to be Saturday, Saturday, June 1st, with a rain date of June 8th. Registration is required to reserve a space, and the sign up will be at the town clerk's office. Of course, there's no fee to register, and the event will be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's it.
Make a motion to approve, town clerk's report.
As I,
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey, Highway
I made it to a new supervisor.
Huh?
I made it to a new supervisor.
Yeah, there you go.
February report. I'm gonna jump down a little bit here. We've been doing some lawn repairs. Yeah, different crews, 2 men for 5 days. We've been patching with winter mix. I kind of held off on that now because I have to take all that out and the asphalt plant start up and put it with real material. And I have 5 men for 6 days doing that. We had 1 man doing recycle poles for 6 days. And in part of your answer about time and all that with the recycle poles, when I find a guy that has nothing to do, I don't say nothing to do, he runs out of work, I say, go see if they're dumpster needs going. So it's found time, I guess, you know, say, it's very efficient, they don't waste their time. You were trying to compare how many days they're doing it as compared to how many dumpsters. Some days they may come 4 dumpsters, some days they may come 1. So there's no correlation between that. Generally, it's 1 or 2 different guys. It's usually done on Monday. And tomorrow we will try to get squared away for the weekend, because the weekend's a very busiest time. So they'll clean up whatever dumpsters are there. Refrigerators, I have a dump truck full of refrigerators that we're clearing up. We loaded them today because a couple of guys ran out of the work they were doing. They took the load all the things in the dump truck tomorrow when it's raining and take them down there. So most of the recycling is auxiliary to my normal work. And it's found money for the town, because then if they keep busy, the recycling costs less because their pay is guaranteed. I hope that answers some of your questions. I know the board, the price of tires was one of the problems that the board struggled with, that, trying to figure out the price of tires to keep them out of the ditches, where I'd have to pick them up and bring them in the right price. So we didn't get all the tires from Troy to come up here because their price is cheaper or higher than ours. So it's thought about. It's not just a random number that's thought out. We get it too cheap, everybody in Troy is going to bring the tires. You get it too high, they're going to the ditch on
It's not a criticism for them.
So we do spend a lot of time trying to sort out the best course of action. I guess that's enough of that. Back to my report. I'm sorry, I got enough longer. Spot saw that we went out a couple days, 2 men for 1 day. It's leaf season again. People are cleaning the yard, so we've been out picking a few bags up the last couple of days. So we got 2 men for 1 day picking up bags. But it's also Christmas tree time, so I got 2 men for 1 day picking up Christmas trees that are randomly around the wall. After every storm, we go through the trucks very quickly, trying to keep the salt off you, so they'll clean the trucks. 6 men for 2 days doing that. Working on valves, fixing trucks. We had 3 men for 11 days doing various things to trucks. Painting valves, getting ready to take them off for the summer season. One of the big things I did this month was we had the time to work at the beach, putting new retaining wall. The crew took out the old wall. Worked very hard, did a very nice job, put in a concrete retaining wall, looks very nice. They did really stepped outside of their normal work to take care of that. Came out very well, I was very pleased with it. They cut brush, but we almost ran out of brush to cut, so in favor, we down to Forest Park for Tracy. Cleaned up the brush at Forest Park for one day. Rensselaer County is working over on one of the roads on Gypsy Lane, on Plank Road. And we gave them a dump truck for a day to haul material, they needed some help, so a little bit of shared services to pay back some of the help that the county gives us. We only had 2 storms since my last report, February 16th and March 11th. Whole crew came in and did a nice job, as they always do. We should be very proud of your plowing crew. Now the last item, we've been ditching for the last 17 days, 3 to 6 men. We did a little job down here on Freeman Avenue to help the water approach my house. A vehicle went in on Watson Street, tore it all up, so we went down and fixed that ditch. Balsam Road, some trees fell down in front of the big culvert, we down and cleaned that out. Down on Cole Lane, there was a stream bed that was eating back into the road bed, so we armored that with some riprap. The 2 big jobs we've done, we spent about the last 2 or 4 days on Pennywood Lane, which is a dirt lane, and then turns to blacktop. We've been ditching and cleaning and putting a couple culverts there. And then one of the roads that the board asked me to look at was Winfield Drive, so we went up there and put in about 1,000 feet of underdrain alongside the road that takes some of the water away from the road base about that, so we can get ready to pave that this spring. And that's my report now.
That's a lot. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. Make motion to approve highway report.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Grant.
Just a side note, in addition to Michael Bailey's report, this spring, summer brush pickup schedule is also posted on the website and at the clerk's office, so you'll know when to plan for your spring cleanups.
The water and sewer report for February 2024. Past month, the guys and I, we've done some service line repairs and we've done several hydrant repairs. We had hydrant hit on Route 7 and the hydrant was thrown so far, the trooper didn't even recognize that there was a hydrant going. So we got an accident report for that. We'll be filing that with the individual's insurance company to try to recollect some of our labor and time associated with that repair down there. Been primarily focused this past month on complaints about high water bills as the rates have gone up, and people use they're seeing their bills go up because the rates going up, because all of our costs are going up. The advantages when we have one of the electronic meters in place is that we're able to go out there and data log it and then report back and say, well, here's what's happening in your house. There's a minor toilet leak, there's a major leak, and we can demonstrate to people that their water actually did get used in their home, and it's not something that is a meter problem, but it's a household problem. So at this point, I don't think I could get these meters in fast enough. I'd like to just be over and done and get them all done because it's a lot of issues that come along. But we'll pick away at it. The other thing we've been doing as part of the Lead and Copper survey program is that we've been locating the curb boxes at everybody's home, and we've done just a little over 1,000. We have 2,900 service connections, so we got a few more to go. But it takes a little bit of time to get out there, they're wanting and identifying and doing locations, and then, we have a whole follow-up to that, as I've explained before. This is all a mandatory program that we have to identify the materials going into a person's home, and we gotta eventually identify the materials on our side of the home. And if anybody's listening out there in the public or anything, there's on the website, there's a banner that asks if you got lead pipes, and you click on that, it'll take you to a monkey survey so that you could help us out by photographing your service and answering some questions. And we can put that into the database to help us, we're going out to every single home. So I encourage people to take a look at that. We will be getting a letter out shortly. There's a new MS4 DEC permit that came into effect in February, and it involves a next level of stormwater management documentation. There's again, it's going to become at some point in time at least a half-time job for somebody to maintain this unfunded mandate, but that's there's some important environmental considerations associated with it, but at the same time, it's taking more and more work to comply with it, and it's getting more the reporting requirements to the state of living quarters. That's all I got.
Anybody else? I'll make a motion to accept the report.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chuck's not here today. Town attorney.
Yes, thank you. This past month, I attended and participated in meetings with staff and outside counsel on various matters at town office or by conference call or remote meeting on February 12th, February 14th, February 15th, February 26th, February 28th, March 6th, March 7th, March 11th, March 12th, and today, March 14th, 2024. I prepared the resolutions and some other documents pertaining to tonight's regular meetings and continuing to work with outside counsel on two CPLR Article 78 proceedings pending against the town in connection with Freedom of Information Law requests filed with the town, and working with outside counsel as regards a court proceeding challenging the determination by the town zoning board of appeals in connection with an appeal filed to that board regarding the issuance of the stop work order and the denial of the building permit by the town building department. In working with the building department regarding some pending and prospective enforcement matters, and working with the supervisor's office on some personnel matters. I worked with representatives of Pure Sky Energy, the company which is developing the Tamarack Solar commercial solar collector system on Red Church Road in connection with putting together a decommissioning surety agreement for the project. Been working with Bill Bradley regarding the proposal to amend the water transportation agreement between Brunswick and the town of Postville. I've worked with various departments in responding to outstanding Freedom of Information Law requests. I assisted the superintendent of highways regarding the personnel issue. I participated in discussions regarding the status of the Brunswick Acres Planned Development District. I participated in an exchange of correspondence with NIMERS, that's our insurance carrier, NIMERS Claims and Coverage Council regarding issues pertaining to insurance coverage on some recently commenced litigation. I worked with the supervisor's office regarding a successor fire protection contract with the volunteer fire company Center Brunswick Inc. for the Center Brunswick Fire Protection District. And as always, I performed legal research, provided legal opinions, and reviewed or prepared legal documents as requested by various town officials and employees.
Motion to approve town attorney's report.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Town historian, Tracy, come on up.
Good evening, gentlemen. So the past few weeks, I got out our old town books, our old town records. And we are fortunate to have the original meeting minutes dating back to the very first town meeting in 1807. So for those of you that don't know, this town was incorporated on March 7th, 1807, which was 217 years ago. The very first meeting was at the home of Nathan Betts, who was an innkeeper. Floris Banker was elected supervisor, and he served from 1807 until 1809. And what I found very interesting in the very first board meeting minutes, that they evidently had a lot of issues with fences and pigs in the town. So it was resolved that the height of fences in the town shall be 4 feet 6 inches. 5 fence viewers were appointed at that time. Their wages were to be 75 cents a day. They would go around town to make sure that the fences were acceptable to the town standards. Another resolution for the meeting is that hogs being well ringed and yoked shall be common between the 1st of April and the 1st of November, and that any person has the right to take up any hog running large contrary to this resolve and advertise and sell the same at auction and convert the money to his own use. But nevertheless, that the owner of the hogs running at large be accountable for damages done by the same, whether the fence be lawful or not, and that boars by no means run large between the said dates of the 1st day of April to the 1st day of November. That's pretty crazy. That was the extent of the first town meeting. And I found through my research, because there's like several books and I kind of got lost, I was here and there. But over the years, the town meetings were held at various places. The one that people would recognize is the Hotel of Charles Moses, which used to be the old legal middle store, Max. That was kind of neat. And then, of course, in the town clerk's office in the Van Zant building, because when they built that, they actually made a room for the town clerk. So a lot of the meetings were held there also. So the town board also appointed commissioner of highways. In 1807, they appointed 3. And it was their responsibility to make sure that the town roads were all taken care of. And the commissioner chose the overseers to help. At the first meeting, they appointed 17 men, 1 man for each district. The roads were described by where they started and where they ended. Each man who owned the land in the town was required to be assessed, not obsessed, for highway labor for each year. At the yearly meeting of the Commissioner of Highways, some meetings would go on for 3 days to list all the men who were expected to work on the roads. In the beginning, of course, there wasn't many people living in the town. I think I counted like 200 taxable residents that were used. And by 1902, they probably had closer to 400 men. So, and it was all, of course, handwritten very neatly, and that's why it took 3 days. Because the town started with 17 road districts in 1807, and ended up getting 65 in 1902. So I'm going to leave you with this because I just thought this was too funny. In the records from 1906, a motion was made that 100 notices having the following inscription be printed and posted through the town. Notice: automobiles must be within the limits of the law of this town under penalty of arrest. Automobiles slow down to 1 mile in 6 minutes with an arrow pointing in the direction indicated by order of the town board. How crazy is that? So that's my report, gentlemen.
You'd always be arrested.
I would be arrested on a daily basis.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept Tracy's report.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, recycling. Come on up.
I didn't realize that the recycling department could be audited in the way that Sprague has looked at it, but I've been here for 30 years and I report basically, and my report is structured where I give revenues and I give expenses. I give a weight measure at the end of it, and that's what the board really likes to hear. Now, the nitty-gritty of it all, I'm not quite sure how you did that, or how that was structured, but we never had done a profit and loss for the recycling department. With that, I have this report, and I believe the numbers are accurate. This is the report for February. Blue bags purchased at the center, 433 at $3, $1,299. Blue bags purchased from vendors, 600 for $1,530. Purple bags purchased at the center, 106 at $2 for $232. Our bale cardboard, OCC, 2.55 tons at 1 penny a pound for $51. Miscellaneous, large and small appliances, we had 6, 2 ACs, 25 TVs, 6 tires, and 1 dehumidifier for $548. That gave us revenues of $3,655. General expenses, the refuse landfill, 14.74 tons at $85 a ton, plus, $1,253. Single stream, SSR, 8.6 tons at $50 a ton for $430. CEE waste, 1.01 tons at no charge. Refrigerant removal, 297 units. We had 9 refrigerators, 7 dehumidifiers, 7 ACs, 208 propane tanks, 35 fire extinguishers for $395. CDD waste material, 6.97 tons at $69.75 a ton for $486. And that gave us expenses of $2,564. The total amount recycled and landfilled for February was 33.87 tons.
Thanks, Tom. Make a motion to approve the separate report. I'll do this second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, that for Sarah. Come on up.
Hello. First, I would like to welcome 2 new board members at the library. I have Dr. Silk and Deb Zappitz here with me tonight, and I just want to welcome them to our library communities. To our stats for February, last month we had 2,330 visitors. We answered 250 reference questions. Our Wi-Fi was used by 120 unique users. Study spaces were used 118 times. Our technology was used 100 times. We processed 14 passports. Our items were checked out 7,790 times. And our programs were attended 869 times. Coming up, some of the things that I'd like to highlight. We have on 3/19 at 4 p.m. a book Rolodex craft class taught by artist Susan Page. On 3/20 at 2 o'clock, our Herb Club is meeting and they're doing a kimchi how-to class. If you are coming, they say please bring a Tupperware so you can bring some home. April 2nd at 2 o'clock, which is during the Tamarack spring break, we have a live bird program with Silent Wings Raptor Rehab. That will be completely packed. So come early if you want a good spot. Also, because it's going to be so packed, regular library services will be suspended temporarily during the duration of that program, just because we will have so many bodies in the building, it will be standing room only, and we need to move some of the shelves. April 8th, we have our eclipse viewing program. We do have a grant to have free eclipse glasses. We have given out a few hundred already. We probably have about 150 left. They're first come, first serve. You can only get them for the number of people in your family. We're asking 1 per person. And I know we're running short on time, so I'll try to be quick. I do like to remind people there are safety instructions on those glasses. If the film is scratched, it will not protect your eyes. And even if you are wearing the glasses, there are recommended durations on how long you actually view the sun with them. So please don't put on the glasses and stare at the sun for the full hour. That is not safe. Also on April 8th at 5:30, the Elks is hosting a fundraising dinner for the library. So if you are around in town that day, please consider going over. It's $15 for a dinner, and they are serving stuffed chicken breast. And on April 13th at 11, we have a memoir writing class with teacher Christine Zucker. That's everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Do I hear a motion?
I will offer approval of Sarah's report.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, moving on, we'll go into resolutions. Rebecca?
Resolution 32 of 2024, resolution appointing member to the Board of Assessment Review of the Town of Brunswick.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, who was the first?
Mark.
Mark Balistrary. Second was? Jim, sorry. The foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Balistrary and seconded by Councilman Sullivan. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
And Supervisor Harrington voting absent. The resolution is adopted. Number 33 of 2024, resolution in support of the road stream crossing survey evaluation and prioritization project provided by Trout Unlimited, Cornell Cooperative Extension, and Rensselaer County Soil and Water District.
Offer. Second.
The foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Sipperly and seconded by Councilman Sullivan. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
Supervisor Harrington voting absent. This resolution is adopted. Number 34 of 2024, resolution authorizing Town of Brunswick to enter into an agreement with the New York State Thruway Authority to sell Easy Pass tags.
No effort.
I'll second.
Foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Balistrary and seconded by Councilman Christian. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
Supervisor Harrington voting absent. This resolution is adopted. Number 35 of 2024, resolution to accept the water and sewer maintenance role for the period of July 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, February billing 2024, water, sewer, and sewer 6 role.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
The foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Christian and seconded by Councilman Sipperly. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian. Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
Supervisor Harrington voting absent. This resolution is adopted. Number 36 of 2024, resolution declaring items to be surplus property.
Offer.
I'll second.
The foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Sullivan and seconded by Councilman Christian. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
Supervisor Harrington voting absent. This resolution is adopted. Resolution 37 of 2024, resolution adopting Town of Brunswick Local Law Number 2 of 2024.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
The foregoing resolution has been offered by Councilman Sipperly and seconded by Councilman Balistrary. Roll call vote, Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Balistrary.
Aye.
Supervisor Harrington voting absent. The resolution is adopted.
That's it. Thank you, Sarah. Any correspondence?
No correspondence.
No correspondence? Old business? Anybody got old business? New business? Warrants?
Make a motion to pay our bills.
Here a second.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, this time, anybody else that would like to come up and speak?
Hello, my name is Mary Beth Bruno. My address is 102 Lumex Run. Hello, this beautiful evening. I have seen in the February 8th board meeting minutes that there was a suggestion for a citizens advisory committee. I thought that was an excellent recommendation. It's a great opportunity for the town council to work closely with the residents and hopefully together come to a solution to the problem we have on Hoosick Street. Gives fresh eyes on an old problem. Can you tell us what the status of that citizens advisory board is?
They haven't, the results and stuff where people put in it, they haven't.
Oh, no, this is creating a smaller committee of residents that would have input and just,
Yeah,
flesh
I
out
don't
some
know where
ideas.
that stands, and I think Supervisor Harrington wants to leave that, do that personally. I don't know whether my point of view is whether the town would want to back the private. If you want to do something on your own, I don't think it's the town's feelings that we would want to enter into that, seeing that we've been working on, along with the state, doing our own study on it, which was why we headed down Keys Lane enough so everybody could go there and see what's being done, put in their own comments and stuff. So we're very much aware and, we've been very diligent about trying to bring our information to the public as to what's going on in our town, what the state is doing about our roads. At this point in time, that survey or that study has not been finished. But I don't know if the town is interested in all and having, being a part of a private study that's done by individuals on their own. And the board is elected to kind of do this stuff for the town. And, we've been doing that, and we've been working very diligently on that. But by all means, if there's a group of you people that want to move forward on your own and see if there's something you could do, we'd be willing to hear that. But we're not gonna.
I'm sure that the council has the same goals as the residents.
Pretty much.
So I just thought it would be
it's-
much more effective to work together and instead of standing in line every month and
Yeah,
giving our opinions, if we could work together in
I think,
a official committee, it would be more effective.
Yeah.
So if you could share that with the
I mean, we're willing to hear,
supervisor.
have you go and do whatever you can and whatever if you come up with a great deal or some earth-shattering information, would you share it with us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know it.
I appreciate that.
In the same topic, if you would, I had, there's been a lot of buzz about Chick-fil-A. Everyone's talking about it. I read the town newsletter. I try to stay on top of the minutes from the public meetings. However, the town in general, myself personally, learned about the Chick-fil-A through the Albany Business Review publication through Facebook.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, is there an actual application in the town for Chick-fil-A?
I believe you find that there's an application in there, at this point in time, it's been presented to the planning department.
Planning board.
Excuse me.
That would be reflected in
Planning board,
minutes
yeah,
of the
and so
meeting.
I really don't have any answer for you on that because I'm not on the planning board. So, and they, it is on their radar, in their plans. It's still under study.
Does anyone on the council know the statuses of that application?
I think, no, it's pending.
Mhm.
I'm not part of the planning board review either. They have their own attorney, so I don't go to those. But I know that there is a pending application for a special use permit and site plan approval.
And is that application on file for the public to see?
I believe, I would think that it would be. I don't see any reason why not. You can always file a FOIL request if you want to get access to a document.
Okay,
And then it'll be reviewed in the normal course and you'll get a formal answer.
okay, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come on up.
I will go quick. I know it's one of my stuff was 2 months ago.
Name and address.
Yeah, Mary Ellen Adams, Cooper Avenue, Troy, New York. I was at the January meeting, which was very lively meeting, actually, it was the first one I went to in a while, I've been putting it online. So I have a couple of follow-up questions. I was fortunate enough to be on vacation for February, but I watched it, and the YouTube is a wonderful idea. It's awesome. So I have a couple of comments on that, and the first thing, because it struck me so much. I was on a school board of a local school district for 9+ years. And there was conversation at that meeting about a position, I don't even remember what the position was, but a position was filled, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I would hope to be wrong, but I think it was never posted. And there was acknowledgement of understanding that it wasn't posted. And to me, because just in my role as a school board member, and what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do in a public entity, I was flabbergasted, and I was flabbergasted at the conversation. And so I guess I'm gonna ask the board that maybe there be some training, and I think it goes for everybody, because I hope that that was an isolated incident and it doesn't happen again, because I was so disappointed that that was something that happened here. And if I'm wrong, tell me, but I mean, I'm listening to it as I'm on the auto train, spending time. So, but anyway, that's my thoughts there. I was also, so yeah, I have some update questions because I wasn't personally here to ask them. So that question that was just asked about the Chick-fil-A application, so there is one on file. I went back in planning board meetings and there's a lot of them, and I'm old, so I probably missed it. So the application is applied to the town and then it goes to the planning board, right? And then the planning board discusses it at their meetings. So it's in an agenda in board minutes somewhere. I just have to.
Planning board.
Okay, so
Planning board.
find the date.
And you'll see it under Marie's Muse is the
Okay.
company, I think, right? It's not like explicitly Chick-fil-A.
Okay, all right, that actually may help, that I did actually probably see it, okay. Okay, so thank you very much. Then I also I got the punchline. I was gonna ask about the follow-up on the community advisory board, because that was discussed at the January meeting. So I wanna just understand this. When I was on the school board, we had community advisory boards, and actually the Brunswick Comprehensive Plan, when you read that, there was a community advisory board that was sanctioned by the town board. So it's not something that's never been done. I think the purpose of it is to just get individuals from the community's input into a process. It's not a study, it's input based on the knowledge and experiences of the residents that are affected by whatever decisions are being made. So I'm going to take from the comments tonight that there is not a desire at this point for there to be an official community advisory board for looking at the Hoosick Street traffic situation. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm also going to then ask, so if, and because not being official, because it's not something that's the town's looking to do at this point, in an unofficial way from being recognized from the board, if community members get together and have ideas, they would bring them to this group? Okay, all right. And then what is the next step in the traffic study? Because it was great to get the survey, it was great to have that meeting and all
We
that.
had the meeting and
Yeah, so
people
what happens
wrote their
next?
comments and stuff, and they were taken there, and then they have to be, someone there in charge of that has to go through it. And
So is there someone that?
And so it's still going
CTC
on.
people?
Yeah,
My understanding, there'll be a final report.
it'll be a final
That
report
hasn't been
based on,
completed.
So the final report is done after they look at all those
Yeah.
comments, and that report is brought back to here.
well, it might be another public. I'm not sure how
On
it's
the final,
100%.
all right, I mean, that would just be, it was a wonderful opportunity to have people come and I think it was fairly well publicized because the community kind of publicized it too. But if there was a way to find out from.
Well, there's a whole bunch of players involved in that whole study with DOT and the street light people and, you know,
But somebody's the lead of the study that's gonna
Right,
give you
you know.
that, and they must have, I would assume, like an
Study
algorithm for what
program.
the steps are. And
So-
if that is something that could be posted, just so people know that it
it
is.
definitely will be put forward to the
Yeah.
public. I mean, it's not gonna be kept secret.
No, I know, but like, is there a
I
public
can't
hearing?
answer that
Yeah,
question.
but those people probably know, and if that was something that could be posted, that would be.
All information available that we have that's available is on HoosickRoadStudy.com.
Yeah, it kind of just ends at the end of the report with suggestions, there's nothing said on that, so, let me see, I'm holding those things down. Oh, this was something I just wanted you to be aware of, and maybe you are already. I grew up on North Lake Avenue, and one of my friends who grew up on North Lake Avenue was driving back, and she got rerouted by Waze or Google Maps. Actually, she put it in both ways. Waze and Google Map are rerouting traffic to North Lake Avenue or Lake Fair Park to get out of Hoosick Street. Because like we always, when we take trips, like how to avoid the congestion. And I have no idea if that was brought up at the meetings or anything, or if it's a recent thing, but I just think it echoes the severity of the problem when things that are way outside of any scope that I would have ever thought of, kind of is affecting those neighborhoods. And then lastly, and I'm sorry the supervisor's not here because he said something, and I think he said it a couple of times, and it's just something I've been really thinking about. He mentioned that Hoosick Street is a commercial zone, and that it's not an issue to the town of Brunswick, it's an issue to the people, like, I don't know if it's just people who live there, if it's the people who drive there, but that, and I'm gonna probably not quote him correctly, but he said, I was voted in by the town, and part of my opposition's whatever's was about the traffic, but I'm looking at the whole town, so therefore it's not. The feeling I got from him is that it's not as big of an issue because the whole town doesn't see it as an issue. Only those of us that live along there see it as an issue. And I got home and I thought, I have 3 kids, and if any of these have kids, you always know one kid's always the kid having a problem. Some of them are bigger and the problems. But I don't think I ever threw the kid who was having the problem under the bus because the other 2 kids didn't care or weren't worried about it. And that's just what I walked out feeling. Lived in Brunswick for 50 plus years, and to me, it's a family kind of place. And that's the impression, something just was hitting me, and that's the impression I got, that instead of looking at the severity, this is not a little problem that affects people, this is affecting people on the neighborhoods north and south of, it's north and south of Hoosick Street. I never get it right when the town pickup is either, I don't know where I live. Of Route 2, of all the little things, and it's like, yeah, it might not bother the people who are way over on the other side of the town, but the population density, I think, is pretty significant here. So it's affecting a pretty good percentage, and I just don't want the dollars and cents of potential tax money for this corridor to force all of us who live around Hoosick Street to say, you know what, we gotta get out of here, because I can't go to the market, I can't get my pizza home hot when I go to pick it up because I'm in traffic too long. So just that's a more emotional, warm and fuzzy look at this, but I really.
Yeah, I think you misinterpreted him.
But he said it more than once. And
And
that is definitely the feeling I got, and I couldn't think of how to phrase it until I was sitting on the train for 12 hours.
Yeah, you could phrase it differently, maybe too, so you interpret it differently. That's nice, yeah.
Well, I don't know, it's been said so many times that that's what came across to me. And
Sure.
I sincerely hope not, and I sincerely hope that we can see that. And lastly, I asked about a moratorium on development on Hoosick Road, through Lake Avenue to Stewart's. But I think what I should have asked is not an end to any business development, but development that is asking to be outside of a footprint that's already there. Because the footprints that are already there are there. But when we start changing things and all that before this traffic issue we're just making it worse. And I think we all know that. You can go back and look at all the minutes and meetings. I have an elderly, well, she's probably dead 75 years by now. She got refused to have a hairdresser on 15th Street in Hoosick
by the city of Troy because the traffic on Hoosick Street was too busy. And she's probably been dead 75 years. So if somebody recognized traffic as a problem way back then, we gotta be smart, because you can't undo it. Okay, thank you, good night.
Thank you. Come on, Jim. Yeah, Jim Tashik, 387 Brunswick Road. So the town board is against having citizens advisory?
Yes.
Okay. When was that decision made? Who made, did all your people vote on this? No, did you? Oh, you did. These chaps here?
My
Okay,
feeling would be
then-
that I think the
then-
cart is before the horse here, Jim.
Well,
That it's still, it would be, it's too soon, the study's not finished, they haven't compiled all the input. You know, we don't know what can be done, what kind of juice this committee has to get those things done. We can't accurately assess the need for the committee just yet, it's too soon.
okay, no, that's fair enough, I accept that. But for Gordon to say that decisions been made by the board to prevent this from happening. Okay, that was,
The town is not in the position to have you say, we're sent here by the town of Brunswick. You're not sent here by the town of Brunswick, you're going there as individuals.
okay, but I'm done, but you made the statement that the
That's
town
exactly
board,
what I
the
said.
town board was against this, against it. Okay,
Pretty much, yeah.
all right, well, then.
But
then
I just explained to you why.
They come and have a resolution and vote on it, if that's the point. Because it's
That's
perfectly,
not a problem, you can have.
it's perfectly analogous to have the citizens committee that went into the comprehensive plan. You were on it, I was on it, other people were on it, okay? This is exactly like that. I think that was a very good point. They're looking for the citizens' opinions on this and ideas on this.
That's fine.
Okay, so this citizens advisory committee is not so outlandish of an idea.
I don't say it's not, I'm just saying stand on your own 2 feet. We've been
I
going
say
through
that
this,
too. So does Jim.
we've been going through this study for how long? We've spent a lot of money going through the study, and apparently you don't feel we've done it right.
Gordy, I'm not debating the what's gonna be done, or the conclusions of the study. I'm just talking about this citizens advisory board. But, okay, that's, all right. Okay. And,
Jim, just so if I can just say one thing.
Yeah.
Jim, I fundamentally disagree with you. If you're suggesting that the town has to pass a resolution not to do something. People have come here and asked for things to be done. One is a citizens advisory board, one is like a moratorium. The town doesn't have to pass a resolution and say, we're not gonna have a moratorium, or we're not gonna have a citizens advisory board. If they wanna move forward with it, they have the power to do that. So to suggest that there has to be a resolution to that effect is not the case.
Well,
And I think when Gordy was asked some questions tonight, Councilman Christian, I think he was more talking about how he felt about it and based upon conversations.
Okay, that's fair enough. I have no problem with that.
Well,
But it's not the board's opinion. His opinion is not the board's opinion. Right?
That's for the board can express itself as it sees fit. I'm
I
not here to
agree.
say that. I'm the town attorney. I don't have an opinion that it'd be a personal opinion, okay?
Right.
But as far as a legal opinion, which is what I would give, I just want to make it clear that, if you're waiting for a resolution, maybe you're going to be waiting a long time because they don't have to pass a resolution not to do something.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Now, I've got Supervisor Harrington's not here tonight, but at the last meeting, maybe some of you have some information about this. He was invited to a meeting to meet with other interested parties, like the mayor of Troy, John McDonald, and DOT. I wondered if that occurred.
It did, I don't know
It did?
any particulars on it, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe, okay, that's for,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't,
next meeting.
Nothing earth shattering that I'm aware of,
Okay.
came to me. Of course, we're all struggling toward this trying to solve the problem. That was why they were there,
Okay,
you know.
and then, just to, put another brick in the wall for the Chick-fil-A. I've been studying, I'm a big person for data and information. And I've gone into the, building department, they have all the, for example, all the Chick-fil-A, plans and, traffic studies and everything, all that's available in the building department. I was looking through the, traffic, studies, and I talked to a couple of the traffic engineers at the meeting on the 4th at the community center. And one of the things that I noticed from the study is that, when they do the traffic study, they have what's called a trip generation report. So like, it's the number of additional cars that will be put on the road whose destination is the development, for example, Chick-fil-A, right? And there's a PM Chick-fil-A, additional cars would be 7 cars per hour. And the total number of cars is 800. So if you put the Chick-fil-A there, that's another 10% of traffic, okay? This is just another, but all this is information. This is not new, but it's just something that, it's like a proverbial man who's in the hole, digging the hole, and getting deeper and deeper. What do you tell him to do? Stop digging. Now, there has to be some kind of a moratorium on this until we get a sensible solution. Part of that's the CDTC program, right? Part of it's for the ideas from the planning board. I think part of it is input from the citizens here, okay? But they may have to do it privately. They might not have a formal citizen advisory committee, okay? That's maybe Supervisor Harrington can address these things when he's back next month, okay? Now, the other moratorium that was not necessary is a solar moratorium. Okay, and there's one more month to go, right? Okay, and I wanted to ask whether Wayne Bonestill's report was ever finished.
Town board has a report from Wayne Bonestill. Yes.
Okay, is it available to the public?
Not yet.
Okay,
Jim, like I just said earlier in the meeting, we have a freedom of information. A lot of citizens are well aware of it. This lady here knows all about it. You can file a freedom of information report request. It'll be dealt with in normal course. I mean, parts of the report might be available now under the freedom of information law. Parts are not. And if you want that addressed formally, it can be done.
okay. My point is just the procrastination of this. That the resolution funding Wayne Bonestill's was done, I think, in May or June of last year, right? He started this well, I don't know when he started it. The moratorium was up in December. There was no progress, even no progress on this. Nobody had any idea what he was saying in the report. It's a matter of not working quickly enough. If nothing else, the town should have some kind of deadline for a report to be done. That's what other companies.
Jim, you're certainly entitled to your opinion. You're expressing it very well.
Okay, but it's just so sluggish, isn't it?
I'm sorry if you got that way.
Then my next question is that, some of the stumbling blocks for this the solar impasse was that there was no progress being made with the county on the equalization of these pilot amounts. Is anything being done on that?
I'm not going to comment on what the moratorium isn't over yet, and.
Well, what's being done so that you make a decision to extend the moratorium or finish it?
There's nothing pending before the board right now to extend the moratorium.
Does that mean that you don't follow what's happening?
All those things have been discussed.
Okay, what's the status of it? I mean, is this a secret?
We have not released the report.
Okay. How?
All those things are being considered.
What should I ask for if I want to see the progress report on this?
What do you mean, what progress report? are you-
Well, if you're talking about, the report has not been released yet, Jim said.
We're talking, I think Councilman Sullivan's referring to the report from Wayne Bones.
Okay, what do I need to see what's been done so far? What do I file for?
You can
Specifically.
file for the report, and what's available under FOIL now will be given to you in the due course after after the FOIL request is reviewed. There's a process.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just asking.
Just ask for the report
Mr. Bonesteel's report.
regarding this,
Yeah.
regarding the solar.
The solar moratorium. Okay. I think the solar moratorium, it was never necessary. The necessary one is the moratorium on Hoosier Street.
Again,
It's a nice opinion that you have, Jim, I appreciate it.
thank you.
Okay.
But
You're welcome.
Anyone else would like to speak?
Bill Bradley, 398 Baldwin Road. Just kind of want to address the solar as I've experienced it so far, kind of being as part of the management, particularly of stormwater. Solar is not all what we thought it was. These are financial instruments. They're not to the total benefit of the public. They are LLCs that, once established in these beautiful hills that we have, will be there for 50+ years. Now, what's going to happen over 50 years? None of us can be sure, but these will deteriorate. These are galvanized structures. They will deteriorate. They're going to fall apart. At some point in time, they either have to be changed out, repaired. There could be a point in time where these LLCs will walk away from these things, all right? We do take bonds in to try to address the disposal and the cleanup of those sites. But be careful when you say, oh, solar is the greatest thing under the sun, on your personal property, on your roof, where you have control over it. But these community solars, they're just financial instruments being played with by big financial companies. They're not 100% for our good. So just keep that in mind when we say no solar, we shouldn't have a solar moratorium. Brunswick is at the junction of major transmission lines. We could have our town covered in solar field if, in the future, if we don't take some steps to limit it so that there's places where I think it might be appropriate, but, when you take McChesney Avenue, 80 acres on McChesney Avenue covered with solar panels for the next 50 years, I'm not so sure it's a good thing for the town.
Thanks, Paul. Anyone else would like to speak? Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did I get, you take this?
I have.
I thought you said they were coming.
That's how you.